Hey, welcome to your Sagittarius horoscopes for the week of October 8th through the 14th. No planets in Scorpio this week, not much going on. Focus is all on you again this week. I should say that focus continues to be all on you this week. Um, that's actually a really funny thing until all the focus is on you and not in a way that you've invited it, if that makes any sense at all. And that actually can be a really irritating, really difficult, or maybe even make you really angry kind of a thing, especially when this focus is not necessarily positive, if that makes sense. And this may be something that comes up for you guys this week. At least that's the first thing that comes to mind. And it is very difficult to navigate a situation like that. It is also very easy to fall into the exact same pattern of how you've always dealt with the situation, especially if this happens to be a focus on you that has been happening recently. We have to really pay attention to patterns. We have to get out of our own mess and really pay attention to patterns, because when this starts to happen a lot, it's the people around you trying to tell you something. It's the universe trying to tell you something. It's your loved ones and guides in spirit trying to tell you something. And when you're constantly reacting in the way that you always do, what you're doing is you're not allowing yourself to be open to what the lesson is. And you're probably not allowing yourself to be open to what the lesson is because you're avoiding the lesson. You don't want to learn the lesson. You know what? Nobody wants to learn the lesson. That is the absolute truth. Nobody wants to deal with difficulties and challenges and things that make them change the way that they do things. But the truth of the matter is that we all have faults. We all do things that are destructive to ourselves. When they get too destructive, people start saying something about it. And then we either get defensive or we listen. If you're getting defensive, chances are you're missing the lesson completely, and it escalates. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So that focus continues to be on you in that way over and over again, while you are yelling at this person for doing this and this person for doing that. And it's all everybody else's fault, right? This week, let's change that up just a little bit, shall we? I mean, okay, don't if you don't want to. But I will say this. The lesson just gets louder. It just gets harder. The opportunity just keeps getting thrust on you more and more and more every single time. And so why would you continue to put yourself through that? That's always the question that I ask myself. Why am I continuing to hit this brick wall with my forehead when I know that I am not going to break it, only my head, over and over again? And when I do that, I give myself an opportunity to look at what I'm doing to cause the situation. Or if I'm not causing the situation, what am I doing to prolong the situation? What am I doing to eliminate the situation? What am I doing that is causing my own problem? When I understand that, it gives me a little bit more control over the problem. It gives me a little bit more authority over the problem. And the funny thing about that is that whatever it is that I'm quote unquote doing wrong, or whatever it is that I'm doing to keep this problem going, I'm doing it because I'm trying to gain authority over the problem. I'm trying to control the problem. And that's where we always go a little bit crazy. In trying to control the problem, we lose all control over the problem, including what we're doing to create the problem, which means that we are pushing away the ability to control the problem. I know it's kind of crazy, and only you Sagittarius would really understand what I just said. And that's why I saved it for you. So this week, when this comes up and you feel like all the focus is on you in a negative way again, rather than doing the same thing you always did, shake it up a little bit. take the time to take a look at this problem to see what it is that you may be doing to create the problem or to continue to the problem. Everything is about compromise. And in order to get along with other people, we have to make compromises. Just because I speak the way that I do, I don't think that there's a problem with it, but somebody else might. And if I have a problem with that person, chances are we're never going to resolve that problem if neither one of us are willing to change what we're doing to create the problem. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would really appreciate that. That is my tip and donation link right there. If you are listening rather than viewing, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. Also check out heavymetalpsychic.com. It is still undergoing change, but it is going to be awesome when it is done. And you definitely want to keep checking to see when that's going to be. I'm really excited myself. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, take control of yourself in very productive ways and just see where you can take that. You never know what kind of awesomeness you guys can create, because you guys are magical people. You just have to believe that you are. You guys have a great week with that, and I will see you next week.